Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all can be here, and boy, I am sweaty. Which is kind of the purpose, because the device I'm holding is a fitness smartwatch, which is the Fitbit Versa 2. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so if you want a smartwatch, there's really only one that you may consider, which is the Apple Watch. On the Android side, there really isn't much, except maybe the Galaxy Watch from Samsung, but really, there's not really a ton of competitors out there in the Android world. I mean, there's nothing from Huawei, OnePlus, Google. The only choice you have is basically from Samsung, and it's not the best watch, if you ask me. In fact, if you want to consider a smartwatch, the only thing you would probably get is the Apple Watch. And since none of my family members own an Apple device, and since any Android smartwatches aren't really that good to begin with, we have this guy, which is the Fitbit Versa 2, and I'm holding it backwards. There we go, the Fitbit Versa 2. So what is the Fitbit Versa 2? So it's neither an Apple nor an Android device. Well, it is Android, kinda, but it doesn't really fall in the category of having an Android OS system. So this is primarily used as a fitness smartwatch, and in that respect, it does a lot of things quite well. So it keeps track of your steps, your heart monitor, your how many miles you have walked / run / jog, what have you, and different aspects like that. And then you can customize a lot of different things throughout the menus and settings. But it also has a ton of things that annoy me quite a lot. For example, it does have Spotify, which is great. But if you want to use Spotify, you have to upgrade to Spotify Premium, which I'm sure a lot of you may or may not have. I'm guessing may not. Another thing, it has Pandora. Great. Not that a lot of people use Pandora because they have Spotify, but it has Pandora. Awesome. Perfect. Thumbs up. Except you have to upgrade from Pandora Premium, which again, not a lot of people have. Another app, it has Strava. Perfect. Awesome. Thumbs up. Except the Versa 2 doesn't have a GPS. So if you use Strava, Strava keeps track of where you are in location to your GPS. It keeps track of how many miles you've done and so on. But since this watch doesn't have a GPS, why does Strava exist? I mean, I may as well just carry my phone to begin with, right? So that's a big downer right there. So you're kind of getting the idea. It does have the apps. You can use them, but if you only have the premium upgrades for it. Otherwise, you're basically defaulting to the watch's exercise apps and alarms and timers, and even the weather you have to upgrade. I don't get that. You have to upgrade for the weather? Like, maybe it's just me, but I don't really get that. But it does have other things, like you can have a wallet, which I don't think you ever would use. It has, it has Starbucks, which could be useful, but given the fact that you have to upgrade to their premium service, you can't use the Starbucks app. It also has Amazon Alexa, but since our family doesn't have any Amazon devices with us, I can't really test out Alexa. So it's sort of half-baked. On one hand, it does have all the apps, but on the other hand, you can't really use them unless you have their premium service upgrade. So really what you're stuck with is the watch's default exercise apps. So that does limit probably 70 to 80% of the value of what the watch could have been used for, but really can't. Now, it's not a complete downfall. There are a few things that the watch does really well, but it sort of in lines with the basics of what a fitness watch would have to do in order to be a fitness watch. So it keeps track of your steps, it keeps track of your heart rate, it keeps track of your other fitness goals that you want to achieve, and it gives you a daily reminder of what goals you have set through the Fitbit app, which you can install on your phone. And that way you can track of how much sleep you get, how much calories you've burned, how much steps you've had, how many miles you've run. You can use it for swimming, exercising, jogging, what have you, different exercise routines that you have. But overall, given that it has Spotify, it has Strava, it has Starbucks, it has Pandora, it has it installed on the smartwatch, why don't they just give us the free apps? Like, why do we have to pay premium for that? So it's kind of half-ass baked, right? Like, why didn't just give us the full thing? Like, Fitbit, what are you doing? This would have been a great smart fitness smartwatch if it has all those things incorporated, like all those apps incorporated for free. But I mean, you have to pay for that in order to even listen to Spotify? Like, insanity. And now comes the biggest problem, which is reliability. Now, I got this smartwatch back in end of December when I graduated as a graduation gift. So, perfect, awesome. And I've been using it for, this is May now, so about 5 months or so. But end of March, I would say, is when things started to get a little unreliable-ish. That's a term I will use from now on. Unreliable-ish. So, the unreliable-ish got into effect when the screen started to hiccup a few times. No big deal. I thought it was just a software glitch. Give it a pass. But things started to go really out of hand when it started rebooting itself, and when the touchscreens didn't operate, and when I got random alarms. In fact, just to prove it to you guys, I actually had the old module right here, without the straps obviously, but yeah, this is the old module, the very same thing. Now, just to show it to you guys, it is actually fully charged. So as you can see, the light does come on, but so it's charged, it is on. But if I press the power button, it did come on once, and after that, nothing really happens. It just goes to sleep mode, I guess. And there's no touch response, there's no vibration feedback at all. But the sensor works, so at least, I guess that's a plus. But you see the problem. The reliability after 3 months, it goes downhill basically. So after calling customer service, I did get a new module, and so far it does seem to be working fine. I'm crossing my fingers that it does last more than the 3 months that I got from the old module. But let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll update throughout the year to see if it goes unreliable-ish. Now, would I recommend it? Probably not. I mean, you can get a Garmin device for a lot less that does a lot more things than this, with probably a lot more free apps on the Garmin, and probably has a lot more reliability than the Fitbit. However, it does have a few perks. I will give it a few perks. Namely that it does have an AMOLED display, which is pretty nice. It's a 300 by 300 pixel display. And it does have a tremendously long battery life. I can easily last up to 5 days with this without recharging. So that is a great plus on this Fitbit. But beyond that, probably not. And if you have an Apple device, don't even bother. Just don't even bother. Just go through the Apple Watch. That's like, not only in terms of Apple, but just like as a smartwatch in general. That's probably the best smartwatch you can get. New or even used for that matter. So I wish I could say at this point that this is the perfect smartwatch, but I hate to say it, but it's not. At least not yet. Maybe Fitbit will improve throughout their smartwatches. In fact, they do have a ton of smartwatch models on their website, but as of now, I just can't recommend it. I'm sorry, but it's a great. I would say this. It is a great basic fitness watch. That's as far as I'll go. It's a great basic smartwatch, but anything more than that, I'm afraid not. So that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed my little rant on the Fitbit Versa 2. And until next time, stay safe and peace out.